boys and girls, it's time for another edition of the Stub Club. I'm Brian.
I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
And this week we're continuing our countdown to Infinity War.
Yeah!
Which means we are talking about Thor.
The God of Thunder!
Oh no, this is Earth, isn't it?
Where he comes from?
Your ancestors called it magic. And you call it science. I come from a place where they're one and the same.
He has disobeyed his king. His fate is in his own hands now.
I will end this.
This movie came out in 2011. It stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Yes.
Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins as Odin.
Yep.
Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. It stars Kat Dennings, one of the
Stellan Skarsgård.
One of the Skarsgårds. That's the oldest one, I believe. And this movie was directed by Kenneth
Branagh.
Branagh.
Yeah.
So this movie was put out in 2011. It officially, to me, this is actually the movie that kicks off that they're building up to the Avengers. In all honesty.
Yes, because we were shown that there was a much bigger world outside of our traditional villain of the week. Like we've seen the military, we've seen
the military and two guys in super suits.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's basically what
pretty
it
much
was.
Whiplash and
the Ironmonger.
Ironmonger, that's right.
Right.
Which, again, all the villains so far in the MCU up to this movie have been very lackluster to poor.
Yes.
In my view, at least. And this is the movie that we finally get a good villain in Loki.
Yes.
Well, he's not like... yeah.
He is, but you don't see it coming.
Right, well...
Unless you know the character.
Unless you read the comic books.
The thing is about him in this movie, Tom Hiddleston plays him very well. The emotion that he puts forth in this movie... So we're just going to go right into spoilers. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So spoilers. He is taken as a frost giant baby and is raised as a son of Odin to become king.
Yes.
And then he figures this out, and he goes through this whole progression of despair and not realizing that he's just what he proclaimed was a monster just a little bit ago.
And I think this was the most serious Loki we've had. In every movie so far, this was his first outing. Was very serious.
He was very serious for the trickster god.
Yes. And again, though, this is, I think, Marvel was still getting their feet wet when it comes to building movies and actually building this universe.
Right.
So just a little bit of the plot. Thor disobeys Odin and is shunned from Asgard. He's taking away his powers. He's taking away
his hammer.
He's taking away Mjolnir, or Mew Mew. From what Kat Dennings likes to call it. What is her name? That Lacey? I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, she's such a good character. We can't remember her name.
So, he gets thrown back to Earth. He has to prove himself worthy of the hammer again. That's just a broad overview of it. I will say, though, the weakest part about this movie, to me, was actually Thor.
Yeah, I would agree. Because he's kind of built up kind of like a Superman, where he's kind of like invincible and like nothing. Because there's that whole first part of the movie where there's this big action sequence, and he's fighting all these frost giants. And he's just mowing them down with his hammer, and it's just like,
And then things get a little too serious for him, and his friend almost dies, and Odin comes in and saves them.
You are an old man and a fool!
You're an old man and a fool!
But he just... Now, don't get me wrong. When it gets to the later movies of Thor, Chris Hemsworth takes that role by storm.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
I know, but...
We're still in 2011.
I don't want
We're getting there. We're getting there.
On Thor here.
Well, no, but...
he is so very vanilla in this movie
Because again, this was the first. Now, again, if we were to flash back to 2011.
Well, yeah, but
this wasn't a good movie. But like now that we've had like 3 tastes or like 4 or 5 tastes of Thor, it's almost like, as you said, vanilla ice cream. Yeah.
It's because they're building him, and this is his backstory on how he.
When you take your first taste of vanilla ice cream, it's the best thing in the world.
So
always is the best thing in the world.
But when you tasted it 4 or 5 times,
give me some hot fudge, some sprinkles.
Right, you want
some sprinkles.
You want more flavor added to the ice cream.
I can agree with that to an extent, but like even his character as a look got better as the movies went on.
Correct.
Like this, he had a bowl haircut in this, which is hilarious. He didn't have anywhere of a beard. It was just like scruff. In all honesty, it really was.
Yeah.
The costume didn't look good.
I kind of liked it.
The costume was not CGI.
No, it wasn't.
That was real.
It was real.
When he ripped off the circular parts. That was CGI, but other than that, it was real.
All right. Well, I think it was part CGI.
So
Your part CGI.
Again, I do like this movie, but when people say that Iron Man 2 was the worst movie out of the first phase, I am gonna say that they're wrong, in my opinion. Because we watched this movie last night, and I was taking
and ate nacho fries.
Yeah, we had the nacho fries.
They were, by the way, check that out on Facebook.
Pretty good.
But we were watching it, and I kept noticing that I kept going back to my phone.
I myself, because when I saw this again, because I saw it the first time and I thought this was good, but during phase 1,
the marathon.
We went to a Marvel movie marathon for the Avengers. This was the movie that I just kept going, this is boring. I want to get to the Avengers. I want to get to Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was like the movie that was, again, like vanilla ice cream. I need more toppings. I need some more sustenance to make this movie better, which I think they finally have cracked the code. We'll get to that one.
Oh, yeah.
But
way later on.
Yeah.
This reminds me very much of the Incredible Hulk. How do you make a giant green rage monster boring? They did the same thing with an Asgardian god.
Love story.
They made him. It is a love story, but it's still a redemption story too. So it's a typical fish out of water story.
Correct. Not only that, though, this is also the movie that we get our first glimpse of other superheroes. I think you two know the hero that I'm talking about, the one that Marvel has overlooked for a very long time. We got to see our first taste of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah.
Because when Thor's hammer falls to Earth, who takes a look at it?
S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D. does. And who watches over it? Hawkeye. And that famous scene where he's going to grab the gun, and instead he grabs the bow and arrow, and he goes
right
top,
for the bow and arrow, hops in the basket, and it gets hoisted up.
And he's like, what do you want me to make the move? Because I'm actually rooting for this guy. Because when Thor had broken in, to get the hammer.
And he took out all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Although we didn't see much of Hawkeye after that scene, though.
I was gonna say I think you're building up that scene a little bit too
much.
much.
Well, to me, again,
2011. Back 2011, it's good for what it was.
It was cool.
At the time where we only had these 4 movies, to have a surprise character like, oh man, it's Hawkeye. Oh, what is he gonna do?
See, the thing is, I didn't see this movie or Captain America, the next movie that we're gonna be talking about. That's next week. I didn't see those 2 in theaters, and then when I heard the Avengers are coming out, I'm like, oh wait, I have to watch these 2 movies. But Hawkeye was a cool character, but it was very short, and if you didn't know who he was, you were just gonna.
Hey, it's the bow and arrow guy. What's his name?
Hey, it's the guy that's got the arrow and has really good accuracy from how far away from the target he is.
Boy, Green Arrow?
Oh, I thought it was Legolas. Oh.
Anyway, gentlemen.
So, now that we talked about this, the end of the movie comes, and Loki is destroying Jotunheim.
Yes.
With the Rainbow Bridge. And
using the Tesseract.
No, it's not the Tesseract.
It's the Bifrost.
Oh, the Bifrost. That's right. It doesn't come Tesseract yet.
Yeah, the Tesseract is a little bit further.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping through time.
2 movies.
Sorry.
2 movies. We got 2 movies.
So
one
movie.
Yeah, I guess.
So Thor is trying to stop him, and the way that he stops him from from destroying Jotunheim is to destroy the Bifrost Bridge.
Correct.
And with that, he's giving up his chance to go back and see Jane Foster.
Right.
Aww.
So that all happens. Loki sacrifices himself until we get to the actual end credit scene.
Correct. Where we also see
dude.
the return of Samuel L. Jackson.
As Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, eye patch and all.
And then it's Dr. Selvig, and they've brought him in to do work on they haven't told us yet, but what is going to become in Avengers.
The Tesseract.
And Loki is controlling him.
Yes.
So that was the huge reveal that Loki is not dead. He's very much alive. And I can't remember what the other end credit scene was. I know there was another one.
No, I think that was the only one.
I swear I could
No,
swear
there was only one.
Well, it says Thor will be back in the Avengers.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That was it, because at the time there were only...
Yeah, there were just
nowadays,
end
when
credit
we have
scenes.
like 5 or 6 end credit movies.
Like mid credits, post
This was
credits.
still 2011. We only had one.
So, okay. Either way, that was the end credit scene. So this is building up to, again, Thor being in the Avengers. Now,
Which at the time is still... I don't know about you,
Mind blowing.
2011, I was going, oh my gosh, the Avengers! I can't wait for this. This is gonna be
They
great.
actually did it.
I can't believe both this movie and the next movie, Captain America, came out in 2011.
Yes.
Months apart.
It really was like, what was it, like 2 months apart from each other?
Something like that.
Yeah, they're thereabouts.
It was like, hey, here's Thor, go see Thor. And then you're like, oh, well, that was good. And then they're like, hey, Captain America's coming out, go see Captain America.
Actually, no, I'm not going to lie, I did see Captain America. I forgot I saw Captain America.
Ah, so good. It's the best
it was
one.
on a really bad date.
John,
but,
no.
The movie was good, I'll say that. But, so really quickly, the reason why we have 2 little guys right here, 2 little Funkos right here.
Hold on one sec there, boss.
Okay.
Let's do our final thoughts first before we
All
talk
right.
about that.
So my final thought, the movie was good. I mean, it's enjoyable, but very boring. And I'm going to say it's more boring than The Incredible Hulk.
Yes, I would agree.
My final thoughts, I'm going to give it... Man, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a 1.5 stubs out of 5.
Oh,
Whoa, I
Jesus.
wouldn't go that low.
That was a very...
Yeah, I don't think I'd be that harsh on it.
Because I lost interest in it about 3 times, and it usually happened when Thor was on screen. And the movie's called Thor.
True.
So,
Sure it's not called Boar?
I mean, it might as well have been. I mean, I can't wait to get to the next Thor movie.
Oh.
For me,
Woo.
again, I also think this is another, like, this is just a, if you want to see a Marvel movie, if every other Marvel movie's gone, and this is the only one, and you have to watch it, I'd give it a pass. Nowadays, we're now in the age of 2018. This movie's about 7 years old. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that I want to just get out really quickly, the CGI in this, when they're going through Asgard,
Oh, my
is
God.
beautiful.
Okay, yeah, the graphics
is
are still
beautiful.
The graphics are still good.
The Destroyer looked good. The only thing that really got me was that Asgard was really dark.
Yes.
Yeah, we noticed that when we were watching it. It's
Like-
dark when it's on Asgard, but when it's on Earth, it's really, really bright.
I was like, turn on a light. Somewhere.
And
I want to see
location
somebody's
change.
face. Anyway,
Here's a location
But
change.
for
You're going to go
me-
blind.
Go ahead, I'm
For
sorry.
me, I would give it about 3.5 stubs out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say a 3.5 as well.
Wow, you guys like this movie a lot better than I did.
We still have
Jeez.
plenty more movies to watch as we count down all the way until Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. But until that time,
I'm Brian.
I'm Adam.